I am going to be repeating today some thoughts on the overall foundational central tenets of marketing that I first talked about. I did a two-part workshop back in May, but I was rather ill and I was kind of coughing and snuffling my way through it and definitely wasn't on the best of form. And my thoughts have actually expanded on the subject. So I am going to talk through the 4 missions, 3 missions and a side quest that make up any marketing strategy that you can put together from the contents of the contents within paid. And these are 3 missions that work for me. They work for my clients. They work for everybody who you see enjoying success in the digital marketplace. And there are a lot of similarities between, these underpin every different type of business, okay? Regardless of niche. It doesn't matter if you're bricks and mortar. It doesn't matter if you're in-person services. It doesn't matter if you're selling products or high ticket off or coaching. It just doesn't matter. They're the central foundational tenets of marketing that apply to every single nation's strategy. So much marketing advice is massively overcomplicated, perhaps deliberately by people who want to sell you something. But my goal with paid is for you to understand marketing, for you to understand actually what it is that we're trying to do in order that people will buy. So understanding what it is and how we do it at the top level, the understanding of the big picture of what is going on. And I know a lot of people come into my world feeling like marketing is something gross, something icky, but all marketing really is a system for creating demand for your work and a system for managing the demand that you have created. That's it. That's it. And if you think about marketing like that, rather than it being about persuading or influencing or manipulating, then that is probably going to change how you feel about marketing and therefore how you show up to do your marketing. So I'm going to say that again. Marketing is a system for creating demand for your work and then managing the demand you have created. I want to make sure that you understand this process. And in understanding this process, you will also understand why it's not something that you can just plug and play. I am sure that you have seen advertising across your social media feeds, swipe my 7-figure funnel, my plug and play 6-figure email sequence. It just doesn't work that way because no individual strategy will help you out if you don't understand the fundamentals of your messaging and marketing. And the people who say that it will work are probably trying to sell you a course on it. So today we're going to talk about what works. So before we get into it, I want you to understand that we can rig the game to win. If you're a small business, you can literally have success with any marketing strategy once you understand these fundamental missions that we are looking at today. Now, first, let's talk about what does success in your marketing mean, so that we can understand when we're being successful at these missions. So most people would tell you that success from marketing is evidenced by a quantifiable and direct return on your investment. So, for example, you pay a copywriter a couple of £1,000s to write you a sales page, and you expect to see a measurable uptick in sales from that sales page that they wrote compared to the one that you wrote. Or if you're investing in Facebook advertising, meta advertising, for example, for every £1 you invest, you would expect to see £2 come out. But if with your marketing, you are always trying to hunt down a direct return on investment on any marketing activity, you are almost certainly dramatically sabotaging your success. So by way of illustration of this, let's talk about Facebook advertising. as you know, I have like a huge advantage over most people starting up in business because I've got all these years of experience in marketing as a marketing professional. I've run a business before. So I have been able to do things, there was a whole bunch of skills that I didn't need to learn. That's a slight tangent maybe, but backstory. And over the past year, I have probably spent about £3,000 on Facebook advertising, a very, very, very small amount by any ad spend measure. And very, very small as well, because in the same time period, I've closed close to 130,000 in sales. But if you just look at my Facebook ads and think, was that an effective strategy? That has been my main audience growth strategy for the last year. I haven't been doing a lot of organic posting. I haven't been doing podcast appearances. My YouTube is essentially dormant. So if you just look at my ads and look at my list of clients and who has come through Facebook advertising, you would say that was not an effective strategy. You would say absolutely not. Anna is losing at Facebook ads. I think I've made maybe 1,500 that is directly attributable to that marketing activity. By which I mean somebody who is on my list, on my email list, on my CRM, who is a client and who came into my world through advertising. Tiny, tiny, tiny amount. So let's say generously, I spent £3,000 on Facebook advertising, and generously I made half of that back. So what's the conclusion? Anna sucks at marketing. So either that was my whole audience building strategy. So either I really, really suck at advertising, or there is a different story going on that is beyond the boundaries of any one specific strategy. And the thing that makes the difference, okay, I'm going to talk about content creation, but the thing that makes the difference, what you have to do here is not panic. As always with marketing, is to not freak out when you don't get immediate results. It is to keep going. And that's a lot of why I love automation so much. Cindy, I know you were enjoying automation in your recent email promotion of your course. I love automation. I love repurposing. I love spending a little bit of money on Facebook ads because it just takes the emotion out of so much of what you are doing. It's kind of out of your hands. It's going to happen whether you're feeling good or bad. So you can relax to a certain extent. But this stuff does take time. So let's remember, my business is still a very baby and very small business, and it's taken 2 years to get this stage. And by far the biggest reason businesses are failing is because the owners are giving up too soon, giving up on the business too soon, but also giving up on their individual strategies too soon. There is so much to be said for just sticking with it, hanging in there. Now, of course, yes, there is a line between pursuing a strategy that is actually tanking out of sheer bloody mindedness, and that's what I can help my mastermind clients with. But far, far, far more common than a bad strategy is just simple impatience to get an immediate return. It doesn't work like that. Marketing doesn't work like that. So what we are going for as small businesses who are in it for the long term, we are going for the compound effect. The compound effect. It requires trust, requires surrender to hang in with a strategy, even when you're triggered, even when you've had, payments bounce, even when you're in lack, when you're scared about making enough money or fast enough, so that you want to back out before you've even really given it a chance to succeed. So let me ask a question. There's only a few of us on the call, but let me ask a question. Do any of you not believe that in 1 year from now, if you were to just simply post consistent, valuable content and made lots and lots of offers, who genuinely does not believe they would be in a better situation than they are right now? Usually it is just those really, really simple metrics of growing your audience, creating that good content and making offers. That's what it boils down to. There's a sneak peek of some of the 4 missions. I'm sorry, there's another one. And how would the gods not look favorably on that kind of action? If that was like that, just in the simplest terms, your entire strategy, how could that fail? So actually there is such a thing as a fail-proof strategy, and you are going to build yourself one from the missions that I am talking you through. So these missions, it's the pursuit of these missions that will set you free from trying to emulate other people's marketing, because your primary mission, your mission above all others, is to get really good at creating content. It serves your success, like however you want to do it, whether you want to be an expert, create brilliant video, whether you want to write, however you do it, whether you want to record podcast episodes, audio, that's your mission. Your mission is to get better at creating content and to understand your craft more deeply. It serves those 2 activities will serve your success and they will serve your clients. Yes. So if you look at a business that you admire and the content that business is putting out, publishing, and thinking, oh, I can't do that, I want you to know that you can. You absolutely can. You may suck. That is okay. But please don't compare what you are creating to people whose backstory you don't know. Like, the overnight successes always come off the back of years of work behind the scenes. So this is your opportunity to put in the work behind the scenes that creates the overnight success. So we're thinking of our social media marketing. It is actually, like, this is where my own background is marketing, from like the pre-digital. Yes, I am that dinosaur from, the press and the age of press and TV and mail shots and magazine advertising. Is that I understand that social media is exactly the same thing. Social media marketing is exactly like creating a little press ad to go in your local newspaper or magazine or trade magazine, or it's exactly the same as a little spot on TV, a little advertising spot on TV. So a different way of delivering that exact same thing. It's a spot for your business to capture the imagination of the people who are looking at it. So we have to practice. The more you do it, the better you'll get at it. And there's nothing more important for your success in terms of marketing and sales, but also in terms of the outcomes and transformations that you achieve for your clients. So all of this starts with the offer. If you have not already done so, go to the readiness protocol and look at the offer workshop. If you haven't done that already, I do strongly suggest you do, because if you do not have a clear offer, you will not find success. You need to know exactly who you're talking to and what you are offering them. And this is the same if you are a bricks and mortar business, the same if you are an e-commerce and selling products. It is the same if you are a hands-on in-person service. It is the same if you are offering a low ticket, mid ticket, or high ticket offer. This is true for everyone. You need your offer, and you need to know like what gap you fill. So if you think the marketing advice you hear from me and that you see in my program is only for coaches, that's a misconception. These missions that we go over today are applied in every single niche. You can execute them on a bricks and mortar business. You can execute them on for an e-commerce business, for a course creator, for a coach, for a service provider. It always starts with the offer. So these are the 4 missions. Creating awareness. There is so much power simply in having more people know you exist. So that's growing your audience, getting your message out to more people, awareness. Proof. Humans are social animals, and we need third-party proof in order to buy confidently. This relates to pricing, and we're going to talk more about that later, including how to get proof. That's your side quest. Your missions are awareness. Your side quest is proof. Your mission is lead generation. That means creating a list, an email list and a list of leads, and tracking your leads above a certain price point. We'll come to that, but either way, you need a list. Whatever price point you're at, you need a list, whether you're bricks and mortar, whether you're in person, whether you are e-commerce or any other niche you can think of, you need a list. And the third thing you need to do is make offers. You have to ask for the sale. You have to tell people how they can work with you and let them know clearly and in no uncertain terms how they can sign on the dotted line and hand over their money. We will all, from time to time, experience those wonderful unicorn outlier clients who just pop up and ask to work with you, who just purchase your products without any initial contact, sales that just ping up. And those are wonderful and they will keep happening. But in general, those people tend to be outliers, and having a steady flow of them requires the marketing stuff to be put in place. Most people need to be led. Most people will not hunt down the links to work with you. Most people need to have them presented and be walked through the process. Okay, so awareness, proof, lead gen, make a list, and make offers. So mission one, build your audience, build awareness of your work. You don't have a business if there's no demand for your work, and there is no demand for your work if people don't know your business exists. If people know your business exists and your work exists, and you've ever had clients and customers before, you will get more of them. So the more people that we can expose our message to, the more leads we will have, the more clients eventually we will have. Go into the paid library, have a look at the video on audience growth, but think of this: if you were able to do just one or two small things every day to grow your audience, whether that's organically building, borrowing, or buying leads like with ads, how could that not put you ahead of where you are today? If you just did exactly what you're doing, but a bigger audience was seeing it, so higher numbers were converting, you would end up ahead of where you are today. But you need your offer in place to do this. Remember, it's in the readiness protocol for a reason. Have the offer in place because you do need to know who you're talking to. We're not just building an audience indiscriminately. And you're going to build that audience by posting, build awareness, by posting regularly, maybe say 3 times a week, about how your work is different, about how your business fills a gap. Yes? So mission 1, building your audience and your brand awareness. The audience growth video. There's so much training in the library, you guys. There's the audience growth video, the offer video, there's a messaging workshop, a content creation workshop. All of those are going to help you to create those assets that will help you with this mission of building awareness, getting your message to more people. So what is this program paid? What gap in the market does this program paid fill? It is high ticket insight and information, low touch, low ticket. So it has changed. It hasn't always been structured this way, but I have been consistent in marketing this offer for like 18 months, closing in on 2 years now. And it all comes from asking, who is the audience that you can be an absolute hero and rock star for, and who also have the money to pay you? So we don't change you. We don't change anything about you. We don't change anything about your work. We don't even change your offer. We just reframe the messaging to the people who can afford it and the people who, yes, you can achieve incredible transformations for. So whatever offer it is you're promoting, I would really like to see you be consistent with it for 90 days, your offer and your strategy, 90 days. If you're not getting some traction after 90 days, yes, we should probably review. But here's the thing. Most sales cycles, apart from like very low ticket items, most sales cycles are 60 days at least. So 60 days of somebody getting to know you and your business more at minimum before they purchase. So this brings us to the importance of nurture and nurturing people who come into your world. We'll talk more about that later. But if you keep in mind that your sales cycle is at least 60 to 70 days, if you stop marketing and promoting and talking about your offer when you're only 40 days into a promotional cycle, you've already missed out on the sales of most of the people who were going to buy, right? I have people joining my programs who have been on my email list for literally years. So giving up too soon really is the equivalent of not actually giving your offer a chance to live and breathe. So that is mission number one, raising awareness of your work and the gap that your work fills in the market, saying it louder for the people in the back, making sure the people in the cheap seats can hear. Yeah, we want to really amplify the message. That's mission number one, raising awareness. And this is mission number two, side quest rather. Get proof, get testimonials, get recommendations, get people saying this work got me results above and beyond my wildest dreams. Your absolute mission is to get that. If you're just starting out, this quest is even more important, and you must price your services for such. You need to have that proof. The easiest way to get proof is to ask for it. Ask for it at the moment that your client is experiencing an aha moment or a moment of elation. Ask about their biggest wins. Go back to them and ask them for reviews on your products or your services and screenshot them. You have to have proof. We're social animals and we need that. And we also, this came up the other week when we were talking about pricing. We kind of earn the capacity to charge high ticket by the reputation we create serving at low ticket. It just goes like that. The more proof and the more recommendations and testimonials you can get, the quicker you'll be able to raise your prices if that's what you want to do. Or you can just work out how to keep serving people at the price that is working for you. You can do it either way. So get that proof. Your second mission is to have more conversations with people. Lead generation, getting people to step forward. As this happens as a result of your awareness activity and your audience growth. So that could look like, again, there's a whole video on lead generation to go and watch about this, but this could look like growing an email list. It could look like running a webinar or a free class. It could be signing up for a freebie or free postage and packing or a discount voucher for your online services. And it definitely includes tracking and nurturing your leads, having a system for keeping in touch with people who have made inquiries. So, if you are running an online apothecary, you could be running Facebook ads, retargeting people with particular products based on where they have visited on your website. Much more simply, that means it can just be keeping in regular contact with your email list, writing some newsletters and scheduling them to go out regularly. It's about keeping the conversations going. The more conversations you're having, the more sales you're making. I feel very confident saying that. But it's really important to have a system for keeping those conversations going. And then the final mission number 3, is make more offers. Ask for the sale. Now, this part can look a little bit different depending on what kind of business you have. But whatever kind of business it is, whether your service is worth £3,000 or £3.33, at some point you have to ask for the sale. So if you have a high ticket offer, your sales strategy might look like offering a freebie or a live training or an ebook or a low ticket offer or a call with you, just some way to get people to raise their hands and indicate that they're interested in your work. And then you might make your offers very privately, very quietly in the DMs with people you have already built a relationship with. On the other hand, if you have a low ticket offer, you could literally be posting sales, advertising, promotional posts, and giving people reasons and ways to purchase right off your social media feed. And of course, that activity, or whether you're doing lead generation activity or actually making offers direct on your feed, it also acts as audience growth and lead generation. I suppose the difference is where the selling takes place and how much interpersonal contact there is with each sale. The higher ticket the service or offer, the more time you can afford to invest in converting each individual sale. Does that make sense? Whereas if somebody's buying or not buying a £30 offer, if somebody is thinking about purchasing paid, I don't want to spend an hour on a call with them because it's a £30 a month offer. Whereas for a £3,000 a month offer, I would certainly be on calls with people making those sales and converting them. Okay, so yes, low ticket offer, posting promotional posts on your feed, giving people reasons and ways to purchase straight off your social media feed. So the 4 missions, again, just to recap, and then I would love to know if there's any questions about this, or indeed we can talk about anything else. So the 3 missions: side quest, awareness, having more conversations, making more offers, and your side quest, your very, very important side quest, is getting proof, gaining proof. You have to have the people confirming that your medicine does in fact cure what ails them. So that is my little piece on the missions. So thank you so much for being here. Ask your questions. Do not stay stuck. That is the main rule. And I will see you all very soon.